Here is my top 5 beaches here in Perth. I've put this one in order of south to north so we can follow the coast. Number 1, Omeo Shipwreck. So I've clearly been here quite a few times before. So Coogee Beach is home to the Omeo Shipwreck, and it's one of the most beautiful dive and snorkelling locations here in Perth. Sitting only about 40 metres off the shore's edge, the wreck definitely has quite some history. Originally an iron screw steamer, this ship was built in 1858 in England, and its maiden voyage to Australia was to bring materials and equipment to lay the Bass Strait submarine cable. Over a decade of travelling between Melbourne, Adelaide and even New Zealand, the ship was sent to Darwin to bring materials to complete the telegraph line linking Australia to Britain via Singapore. Hundreds of voyages later, and surviving many near misses, groundings and collisions, in 1881 it collided and destroyed the Swan Spit Lighthouse in Port Phillip, which is known today as being Australia's busiest port at Melbourne, Victoria. After another voyage from Japan, where it ran into another steamer while anchored in Sydney Harbour, it actually nearly sunk. By 1895 it arrived in Hamelin Bay, which is in the southwest of Western Australia, where it destroyed part of the jetty while being loaded with 500 tonnes of jarrah. The ship was later floated to Fremantle Port, where it was used as a floating warehouse as the ship was now redundant. Moored about a half a mile off the shore, in September of 1905, it broke from its moorings and drifted to Woodman Point. Sand had built up around the vessel, making it impossible to refloat the ship, so it became a site for fishermen and picnic goers as it was rested on the sand, where families could walk around and marvel in its beauty. Over the years, Woodman Point was industrialised and construction caused the coastline to change and the sand to reduce, allowing the wreck to move from the coast. The ship managed to drag its mooring anchors as it blew its way into Coogee Beach, where it rests to this day. The anchors were recovered and are on display. The wreck, with its vast history in connecting Australia via the telecommunications to other countries and the transport of many building materials, many might seem it was a cursed ship, but it's now one of Perth's most easily accessible wrecks, and it also has provided a safe haven for many different marine life. Omeo Wreck is best accessed in the morning before the tide and the sea breeze comes in, allowing you to have more visibility and accessibility to see this piece of history. Have you been to Coogee Beach?
I'm literally hanging on to the end of the ship right now. Because you can, because it's a ship and not a reef. It's so cool watching the waves crash over the end of the ship here.
So number 2 is Mettams Pool. Mettams is one of the many beaches along the West Coast Highway, and it's by Trigg, part of the Marmion Marine Park. Surrounded by limestone formations and a reef that goes right onto the shore, I highly recommend wearing reef shoes. The sheltered lagoon makes it a great beach for snorkelling and exploring marine life. Depending on the swell of the day, paddlers, surfers and kite surfers also make use of this popular swimming spot. Oh, and also the seasonal abalone fishermen. I highly recommend to come here early in the day if you're into snorkeling or just after a leisurely swim. And then come in the afternoon if you're here for something a bit more adventurous like windsurfing. I was even lucky enough to spot one of the local osprey eagles, keeping an eye out for a good snack. Ospreys aren't the only animals you'll find in the area. There's also plenty of reptiles, like this dugite snake. So number 3 is Marmion Beach. Stretching over 17 kilometres, this beach offers stunning views of the Indian Ocean. But my favourite section is in front of the Marmion Angling and Aquatic Club, as it provides a great sightline while swimming around the dive and snorkel trail. The current slowly moves you north along the coast, so I use the big blue building as a guide to stop me from swimming too far away from my tower. Cod, whiting, mulloway, pink snapper, tailor, herring, abalone, rock lobster, octopus, and even cuttlefish are just some of the sea creatures that you can come across at Marmion Beach. Let me know, have you snorkeled here? Because it's one of my favourite snorkel spots. Further up the coast is Hillary's Beach, north of Hillary's Boat Harbour by Whitford Nodes Park. With bright white sand and turquoise water, this beach is great if you're looking for a quieter place to take a dip, as it sits between two busier Perth beaches, being that of Hillary's Boat Harbour and the Hillary's Dog Beach. This one is best for those who want long walks along the beach, cooling off in the water and soaking up that vitamin D. But don't forget to slip-slop-slap.
When summertime comes around, the government has a program where they actually continuously fly helicopters back and forth, especially on really busy days, and they're just there to check the sharks.
You may even notice the eagle's nest upon the phone and internet tower that looks over the beach. And let's head further up the coast to Yanchep Lagoon. Considered one of Perth's most beautiful beaches, there's no wonder why it's one of the most popular locations along Perth's coastline. With a striking 400-metre long reef wall that separates the shallow waters from the Indian Ocean, it's also one of Perth's most picturesque beaches. I highly recommend wearing reef shoes, as the limestone reef starts at the shoreline. Walking along the reef is permitted, but do be wary of the strong current. With the reef sheltering the shallows from large waves and dangerous predators of the deep, the lagoon is a safe swimming and snorkel location, even for children. There are many different marine life that can be found at Yanchep Lagoon, like this octopus that's hiding in the limestone wall. While you're up at Yanchep, take a short drive further up to see King Neptune, the lone survivor of the old Atlantis Marine Park that keeps guard over the coastline of Perth. So there you go, there is my top 5 beaches that I like best in Perth. If there's any more that you want me to check out, let me know and tell me which one was your favourite. I hope you enjoy. I'll catch you next time.